Welcome to Making Connections, a WMMT series on diversifying our future. School buses lined the road below an old surface mine site on the Wise-Dickinson County line on Friday, April 15th, as over 100 elementary school students got out of class for a day of tree planting. The Arbor Day event was held by the Virginia Department of Mines, Minerals, and Energy, the Virginia Department of Forestry, the Office of Surface Mining, and Alpha Natural Resources. After an introductory ceremony with speeches by state, federal, and industry representatives, students got to put their hands in the dirt.
Well, we're planting trees and to help clean our water and give us more air, and I hope it'll just make it livable for other woodland creatures, and the birds will come back and give us some cleaner water and air.
That was Shaylee Bowling, a 6th grader at Longs Fork Elementary. The event was titled Putting Down Roots for the Future and aimed to demonstrate new practices in mine land reclamation. John Paul Jones, Director of Environmental Affairs for Alpha, told the children about the new forestry reclamation approach.
We sponsored the event today. We provided we didn't provide the trees. One of the furniture companies provided the trees. We're providing the food and the goodies for the kids here. We're pushing a new concept in reclamation. It's called the forestry reclamation approach. The University of Kentucky and Virginia Tech University came up with a concept of putting hardwood trees back on, preparing your soil properly. We had a bad rap for a few years there. We were trying to make our reclamation look like golf courses or lawns and hide all the rocks, and we over-compacted the soil, and now you can see that they come back through and scarified here, and they're putting the trees down in the fresh dirt, and they grow a lot better, getting a lot better results.
Richard Davis, Abandoned Mine Lands Projects Coordinator for the Virginia Department of Mines, Minerals, and Energy in Big Stone Gap, spoke of how he's seen the process change over the years.
When I first started my career in mine land reclamation, we were planting lots of autumn olives and black locust. Those are okay trees, but they are not the trees we really want on mine land. They are not the native species. Today we will be planting oaks and persimmons, good timber trees, good wildlife trees.
In his welcoming address, John Paul Jones urged the students to visit a new industry website titled The Truth About Surface Mining, and thanked the students for being a part of the process that would bring back the forest.
What I want kids to go away with is with the fact that we don't go away and leave our mine sites looking like moonscapes like some of the anti-coal people will tell them that we do. We have to reclaim it. We have to put it back into a better use than we found it, and at Alpha we even go above and beyond what's required of us by the regulations. We always want to do the right thing. We have a philosophy, it's called running right, and if you see our logos, you'll see running right beside it, and we try to do that in everything, especially in our reclamation.
We'll just kind of loosen up some of the soil here. Somebody wants to catch this little spot right here. That looks like about close, so remember how we saw it. Just kind of stick it down in there. If you want to stick your foot on it, if you need to jump on it a little bit. Okay, sometimes you'll hit a little bit of a rock. If you want to move back 2 or 3 inches to get away from that rock, sometimes that helps.
We are planting trees to save the earth because of erosion, it's wearing the trees down. I think this is really fun because without the earth, there would be no life.
That was Mikey Micum, a 6th grader at Longs Fork Elementary. Shaylee Bowling won the competition to design a t-shirt for the event, which many left with.
I just went by the logo and put the logo on, and then our coal gives us our power, and our power lasts for future years. And then our trees, we're planting trees on this former strip mine, and then the woodland creatures and the birds will come back, so I just incorporated it all on my shirt. It goes from the coal to the energy that'll last for years, and as we plant the trees, the animals will come back.
Joyce Baldwin teaches 5th and 6th grade science at the Clintwood Elementary School and brought all of her students to the event. As Baldwin explained, the event fit perfectly into their current science unit.
We talk about natural resources being renewable, non-renewable. Also talk about the reforestation and so forth. So it's actually fell right in with the unit that we're working on. And so they're pretty well prepared. They understand what we're doing here, and they understand the benefits from the taking the coal out, that we need those natural resources, but also the ideal of reforestations for our future. So we've been working on that for a couple of weeks. It's a wonderful experience for every child, and they'll remember this. They're right. They'll remember these trees they planted.
In addition to the native hardwood species of oaks, hawthorns, walnuts, and poplars, representatives from the Virginia Department of Mines, Minerals, and Energy also planted 12 blight-resistant chestnut trees. This spring marks the first season the 15-16 strand Chinese-American hybrid chestnuts are being planted outside the nursery. The trees are the result of over a quarter-century of work by the American Chestnut Foundation. John Lawson of the Virginia Department of Mines, Minerals, and Energy helps students put the roots of the final chestnut tree into the ground.
This is a very special baby here. The tree seedling that Butch is holding there is an American chestnut. And 100 years ago, if you'd have walked through the forest here where we live, it would have been the most dominant species. But some introductions of a Chinese chestnut had brought a fungus over, which the American chestnut just was not accustomed to. And over the years, it kind of spread, that blight spread through the Appalachians.
This particular hybrid strand is going to be planted in select locations in at least 5 other Appalachian states. And although it will be years before any chestnuts fall from their branches, Lawson remained hopeful of what the project could become.
I mean, honestly, to me, this is about the most exciting thing in the ecological world, and I mean, happening in our own backyard. Just the fact that, you know, something that was almost at the brink of extinction, you see a panda bear or something like that on TV, but you know, something in our own backyard, it's really, really exciting. And the fact that we can really be hands-on and do something about it. So, if you come back here in a few years, maybe we'll gather up some chestnuts to roast on the fire for Christmas.
Making Connections is brought to you by WMMT Mountain Community Radio. Find out more at makingconnectionsnews.org.